Don't really care about short term.
There are some of the users who still feel that the market is bad, but I don't know, like for those users, what do you recommend?
Some good projects came out of that. And then as soon as the pandemic started to wear off, we thought that now is the time that we should step up a little bit, not just organize these. When somebody has probably dumped that liquidity on you.
Absolutely.
So I've seen that time and again. It happened to me also back in the days. I was married to
you as well.
Yeah.
Just to know where is the most active community. So which one? And if Satoshi walks in, the surprise guest,
Yeah.
what's the first thing that you will ask to him?
The first thing I would tell him is,
Hello everyone and welcome back to Token Talks, your go-to podcast for everything in crypto, blockchain and Web3. I'm your host Nitin and today we have one of the visionary guests, Anupam, the founder of Octalo. From sparking vibrant crypto meetups in Delhi cafes to architecturing the India blockchain tour and the flagship Metamorphosis conference, Anupam has become the central force in shaping the India Web3 ecosystem. With Metamorphosis 2025, which is India's most anticipated Web3 and AI summit, which is set in Gurugram this September, he's here to share how India is not catching up, but ready to lead a global blockchain adoption. All right, so Anupam, welcome to the Token Talk Show.
Thank you for having me, Nitin.
Absolutely. So before we begin the show, what do you think about the current market results right now?
Current markets definitely exciting for sure, but I've seen these bull and bear cycles in the past also. So a lot of hype gets created during the bull markets, so a lot of new projects come in. But then again, the sentiment stays strong that that in the long term that Bitcoin is gonna keep going in this direction regardless of the bull cycle, bear cycle. But it was very, very interesting to see that Bitcoin crossing 100K. That was like a great moment for the whole industry. Back in the days, I don't think anybody had thought when Bitcoin was trading at like $100, $200 that we'll see a day when Bitcoin will cross 100K. And now we are pretty confident that it'll cross $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your prediction, by the way? Probably the next year. What's your prediction? Like the BTC is gonna touch at what price?
That's a very difficult one.
I know.
You put me on the spot. Don't really care about short term, what targets, but hopefully, like in the next couple of years, we'll see 500K also.
500K.
By 2030, I think that would be very, very. If you go through Michael Saylor's predictions, then I think he's talking about 33 million or something.
Okay.
So that is, I don't know if that will happen, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, we had never thought that in 10 years we'll go from 1 cent to 100K. So you never know what kind of activity, what kind of thing that strikes, and then we get it to another.
But then still, there are some of the users who still feel that the market is bad. But I don't know, like for those users, what do you recommend? I mean,
I think all those users that you're talking about are mostly
those users who see the charts or short time, right?
Short time charts. Plus, these are altcoin folks, meme coin people who are thinking like, okay, when is the next 10x coming? When is the next 100x coming?
Absolutely.
That used to happen in 2016, 2017, and probably still happens with some coins. Pump and dumps are always there.
Absolutely.
But if you are getting married to a coin, I'm not sure if that's such a good idea unless you're married to Bitcoin or top blue chips. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's perfect. All right, so Anupam, could you walk through the story behind Metamorphosis? How the inception and how it was created. Could you walk through this? Like, how did the idea come to your mind? Yeah.
Metamorphosis is, it was not something that we really planned to do as such. It was just an extension of what we were already doing.
Okay.
So, I back in the days, 2015, 16, I started a small meetup group in Delhi. Bitcoin was around like, $1,000 at that time. It had just crossed $1,000 and then came back to 300. Ethereum had just launched at the time, $1 or $2 at that time. And people in Delhi used to come and sell Ethereum at that price. And some people will be like, no.
They used to sell Ethereum.
Yes, they used to come in the meetups that we were doing. So we would just say like, it's too expensive, Bitcoin is everything, or, this is a new scam coin that has come. Because at that time, there were other coins. Namecoin, Ripple was very famous. Litecoin was very famous at that time. So kept organizing those meetups. People used to come and have beers, have coffees. They used to order their own things. and we used to just sit around, talk Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and then gradually I kept organizing them for no profit at all. I was just loving to meet these community people, and I was enjoying reading and learning more about Bitcoin again and again. And when I met these fantastic people, now they have found their co-founders from those communities. Developers that they were looking for, and there's a lot of matchmaking had happened during those meetup days, and these guys have done really well. Then pandemic hit, so I was very disappointed. Obviously, I was, as everyone did. So we tried to take everything online. So we did. We organized a few hackathons only for Web3. Different blockchains had come. We partnered with them. I think you must also be aware about those pandemic times, how it used to be. Everything had gone online, especially Web3, and then all the sessions, like these podcast sessions, were also happening online, and hackathons were also happening online. So we organized a few of them. We partnered. Some very good, Near Protocol had come. Our labs had come to support us. Some good projects came out of that. And then as soon as the pandemic started to wear off, we thought that, now is the time that we should step up a little bit, not just organize these one city.
Small meetups.
So we started to, organize these small meetups in various cities in India. And we took it to Pune, we took it to Mumbai, Bangalore, and other cities. Then we got it at India Blockchain Tour, and then the culmination of India Blockchain Tour led to Metamorphosis that we did in Bangalore for the first time, and the response was absolutely phenomenal. And we saw.
What was the year like?
2022. 2022 was the first IBT and first Metamorphosis officially
in the Bangalore.
In Bangalore, yes. And like the people came in full force at the time that FTX thing had just happened, and yet. So when you see that crypto adoption is number one in India, it is not just on the research books or something. When you go on the grassroots level, when you talk to these community people, you will see like people actually come, and not just from Gen Z groups or millennials. They're like people who are army retired people. They are also getting into crypto. They want to understand it. Another day I got a call from a lady from Defense Colony, and she's 70 years old and she wants to buy Bitcoin for her kids to and I'm like, ma'am, if you have a timeline of 10 to 15 years, you could probably buy Bitcoin. Otherwise, then she tells me, Anupam, I don't have that much time. I'm like, okay, but if you're looking for short term, we do not recommend people to buy any crypto asset short term. So that's the idea, and that's how Metamorphosis came about. Then we did the second edition of IBT, then Metamorphosis, third edition IBT, then Metamorphosis, and this year we have put Metamorphosis in the middle. So it's happening with ETH Global in India, in Delhi. So we have done 3 cities already, then Metamorphosis, and then we have 4 more cities to go. We have Goa, we have Chennai, we have Mumbai, we have Bangalore soon after this, and we have already done Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, and Kolkata. So and we are doing a side event in Singapore where I hope you will come.
For sure, definitely. So I assume that Metamorphosis is reaching to a global level. You have started with a small meetups in Delhi cafes, and then
yes, it's been a long journey. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
But I'm more interested towards like the lady that called, to buy a Bitcoin. So what was the price during that time?
No. She recently called me.
Oh, she recently called.
Yes, she recently called me like a month back, saying that she's interested in buying, and that she's heard that Bitcoin has crossed 1 crore. So the thing is that. Even though we see a lot of sentiment around, positive sentiment around, until and unless the government comes up with positive regulation, and then RBI comes out and saying openly things like it's okay, just be safe, just like they do with mutual funds, just like how they do with stocks. Only then these people who are a little skeptical about it will get their money invested. Otherwise, I think they'll always be speculative and think of it as a very risky asset.
Absolutely. But since there are around like 39% of still users who are very Gen Z, who are very educated, but still fear with crypto. Absolutely. What's your advice probably to them? If they wanted to start Web3, learning crypto.
I would say golden hands, diamond hands. Sorry, not just golden, diamond hands. And basically hold on to a dear life. Basically hodl and just don't get bogged down into these MLM schemes and into these meme coins that are
Okay.
going to promising you, 100x, 200x. That
Okay.
probably will happen and most likely will not happen.
Mhm.
And by the time you realize it is going to happen, somebody has probably dumped that
Absolutely.
liquidity on you.
Absolutely.
So I've seen that time and again. It happened to me also back in the days. I was
Happened
married
with
to
you as well.
I was married to a couple of one coin. I deeply passionately believed in it, that it is the Bitcoin killer and everything. But
assuming it was a meme token or something like that.
it was not a meme coin.
Right.
It still has a very strong developer community behind it. It is very fast. It is faster than Bitcoin. Does not require mining.
And still is alive in the market.
Is still very much alive in the market. And
Okay.
I'm not holding any, so
Perfect.
don't have to see the charts every now and then.
Okay.
But yeah, like when you get attached to a coin in the sense like, okay, this coin will pump, or any meme coins. For example, Dogecoin I bought back in 2014. As soon as it had launched on Reddit. So there was a big community from Canada that was pushing it. Then they had put, just like how Pengu has done it,
Pengu has done it,
with the car race car branding, they had done it back then. So that's how they were creating the momentum. And obviously it fades away, and then Elon Musk comes in, takes it over.
And then he said that Doge is gonna be in a year soon. I remember the tweet.
So it's just bounces from there, and even right now you see the market cap of Dogecoin is at billions of dollars. So
perfect. So I came to know that you lost something in probably the meme tokens or a good token, but still are you a holder of some?
Am I still a holder? No, I'm not. I don't hold meme coins. I don't hold any.
The large cap, right?
I'm only large cap.
The large caps,
yes, essentially, or stable coins, and hoping to time the market at some time. When there's a decline, then probably buy things like that.
But let's say a good project comes in the market and they're creating a FOMO. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, then,
all right. That happens quite often, I would say.
What the 1% of the mind says that let's put it
on. Let's put it in
the Trump token.
And I mean, if you see Solana meme tokens, there's just like too many of them, and every other token has a community behind it, and everybody's focusing. Pengu, for example, is a pretty good token. They do how to do marketing for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't buy into the FOMO 100. I just stay away from it. We are very much focused on building our community in India with Metamorphosis and IBT. Perfect. So when you do these ground level meetups, grassroots level meetups, you realize how active the community is. They're just for some reason, I don't want to call the word scared, but it's just like a little bit, don't want to be out there and come in front of the government eyes or whatever. But they are a thriving community. They hold Bitcoin. They're real estate people. They have come to me in the past, and they say like they've bought Ethereum at like, I don't know, very cheap, and now it has gone so high. What to do, Anupam? Like, it's just like, I'm like, just sell it and get 30% or move to Singapore or whatever. But they're like, no, we want to stay here, and then just pay 30% taxes.
I still believe that Ethereum can be, bought for sure. Probably
100%.
When it touches to very, very high, it's still the price to be bought. But to the users who are seeing this, probably if you wanted to learn about Web3, don't fear about it. Metamorphosis is one of the events that you need to walk in. You have a lot of bright mindset people. You have bright ideas. You have developers. All of them under one roof. And you can visit and remove the fear of Web3 that you have. So all those 33% of India that you are fearing about crypto, Web3, do join the Metamorphosis.
And if you're not in Delhi, then any of the events that we are doing in your city, you could possibly come there.
So like, since you have hosted events in all of the Indias, probably all the tier 1 cities in India.
Yes.
So where have you get the most response? I mean, just to know where is the most active community.
Yeah.
So which one?
Okay. So it really depends city to city what kind of crowd you're gonna get. In Hyderabad, I would say it's crazy. Like that city is nuts about Web3, Bitcoin, crypto, and they have a very, very supportive state government, Telangana government, there to support the projects, to build their projects in sandboxes within the government framework. So all of that has been working great for them. And every time we go there, I started like a very small there, like a 50 people community sort of thing. 25 to 50 people used to come in the first couple of years, but right now it was like 1,000 people had come to Hyderabad. After that, after Hyderabad, I think Bangalore and Hyderabad go hand in hand. Bangalore is obviously because of the startup scene, and then Mumbai, you get a lot of investors, a lot of people to, what is trending, here's my money, a lot of investors rather than developers. Whereas Hyderabad, Bangalore, a lot of developers. So these, and obviously Delhi then comes right after. These four cities, absolutely. But then there are a lot of things happening in emerging cities like Chennai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad. We did for the first time this year. It was phenomenal. And then Pune also, really good response. Next year we hope to do Chandigarh. We get a good response from there saying that, "Arey bhai, come to our city also." Chandigarh people actually fly to Bangalore. I'm like, why just come to Delhi? No, they come to Bangalore to Metamorphosis, and I've seen a handful of people coming there that we have flown to Bangalore just for this event. So it's very heartwarming to see people coming in, and so all of our events are paid. So essentially we try to keep the attendee profiles very strong, so that whoever is coming in, to make sure that they are getting the value that they are paying for. And meeting the speakers, we make sure that happens. We do demo days where startups get to pitch the VCs. A lot of fun happens, and then we end it with a after party. We have a lot of booths also, so a lot of merch for people to take, a lot of t-shirts, hoodies, bags, and obviously that adds on to when they come and see the people who are coming in. And this year we are getting a humanoid also at Metamorphosis.
Oh, wow, that's
so that
amazing.
humanoid is going to be at the stage and distributing something and walking around Metamorphosis, so
great.
people could get a chance to interact with the humanoid as well. So yeah, like we want to, we are not just a boring conference where people come and listen to speakers, yawn a little bit, have their coffee, go back. It is an interactive conference, which is why we don't even call it a conference, we call it a gala. So we call it a Web3 gala. So this is what, we'll have a good after party after that, and then we wrap it up like this. And it's a lot of fun. You will be there, and I'll make sure that you'll see it out.
Yeah. No, I too feel that for those Web3 users, or maybe who's entering into Web3 space, they might search a lot of things on the Web3. And let's say some exchanges, some tokens, but when they see on the ground, when they meet them, it creates a good trust upon them.
100%.
So that's something amazing that you are actually bringing to the table, man.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine for that. I mean, to all of the Web3 users who wanted to visit and see what's real Web3 product and maybe Web3 exchanges are,
and the connections that they can build there. They can meet the teams from Bybit, they can meet the teams from MEXC Ventures. These are global projects that are exhibiting at Metamorphosis, and it is, when you talk to them, one thing could lead to another. You could build a partnership with them. If you are a small media house, if you are a small community, you could partner with them, and they are so supportive. This ecosystem, Web3 ecosystem, has been so kind to people who have come and joined. It is, if you are faithful to it, it just takes you places. And I've seen that firsthand, not just with a few people, a lot of people.
Absolutely. If you have some ideas, you really need a great push, and probably on the meetups, you get a good acceleration. I mean, 100%. I've seen with a lot of people who walking through these events and getting with the fresh ideas, like, okay, fine, I can do this, I can do that, I have a connection. So that's something that I get it from.
And don't be surprised if you have a good product, good ideas even, like, and you pitch it to the VCs, you might actually get a good investment right then and then, because these investors are so active, and these are so good and so quick, because they don't wait for weekends. Paisa dena hai weekends. They don't wait. They just like, okay, you want 100k, here is 100k or 50k. Let's build your idea and let's see how it goes.
Wow, perfect. I mean, for a great startup, it's a great place for having some sort of investment.
Yes. Even the AI world now, that every other product is integrating AI. So we have AI vertical also with Metamorphosis, where we are, asking people who have built AI projects, like the humanoid as well. It uses a lot of AI to interact with people, to communicate. So if they are building something like this in the robotics department, in the AI department, they could also come in, and they will get to get featured. They will get to talk to the investors. They'll get to talk to like-minded people, and they can obviously build those connections and take it forward and see where it leads them.
That's perfect.
And
That's perfect.
a lot of government people are also coming. I'm sorry
Absolutely,
to go on and
absolutely.
on, but a lot of government people are also coming. Former director of emerging technologies, she
Emerging.
leads
Okay.
blockchain in Telangana government.
Okay.
So she's also coming, and a lot of other government folks from the central government are also going to be there. So what it does, it gives a lot of legitimacy in terms of when people are coming there and they see that, okay, these government folks are coming, so maybe like what we are hearing about Web3 is not that true. If government people are coming in and having a dialogue and having a dialogue around policy, how to go about it, and putting that regulatory framework together, then possibly what they've been hearing about scam and all that stuff is probably not that true. So they get to get that interaction as well.
I assume probably some of the agehood right now still wants to hear from the government that okay,
100%.
Bitcoin safe.
Yes.
So agar wo safe hai to they can buy.
Yeah.
So with that kind of thing, actually created trust among the people.
Yes, 100%.
Great thing, man.
Yeah.
Okay. How has the scale of Metamorphosis in India changed from like 2022 to right now? Any moment that you are proud of right now on that?
So I think a lot of things in this market work as per the market sentiment. So if there's a bull market, things start to look really good for a lot of projects. But when you have a market that is down 80%, so we have seen that also. With Metamorphosis 2024 or 2023 to some extent, people were there, they had come in full force. But the sentiment was like, oh God, we are 80% down. Bitcoin is like 50% down. So obviously, I think a lot of projects feel that, but the best time to build or biddle is, in the bear market.
Bear market, true.
So essentially, that's when the real building is happening. And I would say, there's one thing, there's so much invisible people of Web3 have done for Web3 that nobody sees. The early days of Bitcoin, where it was going through a SegWit, a hard fork where Bitcoin Cash had been born. One of the articles, if you read, I have written on Cointelegraph back in 2017 was around, Bitcoin forking. So Bitcoin was supposed to not fork, but Roger Ver, who was behind Bitcoin Cash, and it had to fork, and then the core Bitcoin community like Adam Back and everyone had supported the main chain. So these are the invisible developers and invisible community members that I happen to know also in India. They don't want to, they will never come out in the open because they want to stay anonymous. And the kind of work I think they have done to foster this community, to help this community in India, to provide safe and great networks for people to trade and, safe communities for people to trade. I don't know if you know, India Bits is one of the biggest community, one of the oldest communities on Telegram.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is run by one of the guys who nobody knows who he is.
Anonymous, I mean, it defines the decentralization.
Yes, decentralization, and then the kind of effort that they're putting in for no gains, no personal gains for just for the community they're doing it. So you are the face, I am like coming in the public. The 90% people do not, they are anonymous, and they have been like, I think we should give them the credit where it's due.
Absolutely, they run the markets, they pull up the thing. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Okay. So the market actually impact this kind of thing. I mean, to the events as well. I mean, just assuming it impacts
the big
market.
Events. They used to, I would say, when the community was small, and you would see, when consensus used to happen.
In Hong Kong, right?
Yes. No, Hong Kong, it used to happen in Switzerland and then America also. So during consensus, you will see like, the market go up and down very quickly. But now, because of the volume and everything, the market has substantially stabilized. But earlier, these big events used to create a dip or a bull sentiment, obviously, because there are Lambos parked in front of consensus, like 5-6 Lambos. They would intentionally park them there, just to show that there is a crypto conference happening here. So that used to happen, but I don't think not anymore. Now the market is a lot mature.
Absolutely. Okay, so I mean, Metamorphosis Delhi 2025 emerges, AI and NFT, DeFi, Web3, a lot of ones. So how do you see these domains, converging into the Indian space?
I think so. All of these, DeFi, NFTs are just the byproduct of, Web3, crypto, Bitcoin, and obviously Ethereum's byproducts. But like, I don't think anything is dead yet. Like all these, like I said, bull cycle, bear cycle. I don't know if you remember the ICO market of 2017, right?
It was
absolutely nuts. People were raising crazy amounts of money, like millions and millions of dollars.
It was great by that time, but this time it's nothing like that.
Exactly.
Honest,
So that doesn't mean that the ICO market is dead. People still raise ICOs. They do it through launchpads in a regulated manner on Binance and all these top exchanges.
But creating a lot of marketing hype.
Exactly. And at that time, they also used to do that, but they were getting money from anonymous people, so they were able to raise a lot of money at no extra cost, no marketing as such, just the white paper. I think
the smart contract.
If you have a good white paper, here is $1 million for you. That used to happen, but not anymore. There's a reason for that. The market matures. As soon as the market matures, they realize, okay, the scams die down. I think the same thing is with DeFi and NFTs as well. As the market is maturing, the scams are dying down. A lot of things are getting more mature, which is why it will take some time for the legitimate projects to go up, and then eventually that will also happen in both DeFi and NFTs. So that time will only tell. But the big bull still remains the big bull, which is the Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin doesn't listen to anyone. Yeah,
absolutely. But out of these domains, what do you think is taking over this? I mean, the market, AI, DeFi, which one? I assume the AI, right?
So I would say AI is like the brain, and Web3 is like the soul. Essentially, that's how I'd like to see it. A lot of things can be commingled. Even Metamorphosis, we are bringing the convergence of Web3 and AI.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there is a lot of correlation between them.
I mean, how it would work, like convergence of AI into this.
I mean, let's just say that any project that is humanoid, let's take that example, right? It is decentralized humanoid you can build, and then you can also put all the ChatGPT processes where it's talking and using all the AI and all. DeFi can also use a lot of AI in terms of finding out the scam transactions, finding out the true transactions, and helping users to have a very seamless, interactive experience, which DeFi is generally, for a new user. I don't know if you've used a DeFi product, Aave or any of those. It is like placing an order is not as easy as you would do in a centralized exchange. And I'm sure, like, if AI is there, it could possibly make people's life easier.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the developers also, probably with AI, they've helped a lot of developers to create a smart contract within like the fraction of a minute.
100%.
You just need to be a good editor and the website is ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then those smart contracts obviously need to be audited. Like, cannot trust AI for everything. And I think we have some really great startups.
We hope that audit should be done manually.
Yes.
But then again, let's see. AI can do anything. Let's see what it goes.
Yeah. I'm hearing like AI could be so advanced in the next few years, 10 years, that it could probably get some new science technologies that some Newton's laws of the same variation that we have not heard of. Some new scientific research papers. I saw like AI had written a recent scientific research paper that was not known to mankind before. And I was like, okay, fine, that's also happening. So you never know. And then a lot of quantum computing that is happening where so there is a good side obviously to AI, and then there is a downside where people are getting scared that their wallets will be hacked in the next couple of years because of the quantum computing that AI brings with
quantum computing, definitely.
So,
but with help of AI, a lot of project ideas is coming very, very easily. Like if I have an idea, I wanted to build a Web3 project, then AI helps me a lot to bring the project to a table. I mean, not very efficiently. I mean, you need to be a very good editor even while you are building a product for sure.
Yeah,
so
I think 100%. I think you were having this discussion in Kolkata where this guy says, AI could replace coders, like the software developers, entirely in a few years. Then what will these guys do? So I was like, that's a very fascinating question. Like, if they're going to replace developers. So he said that everyone needs to become a good thinker. If they are problem solvers. So that's what they need to work towards rather than a good coder. So because coding AI can do for you. So you need to be like a problem solver and have AI do that for you. And obviously you can get the code audited and everything, but in the future you need to be good problem solver, good thinker, you need to think out of the box, and those kind of jobs will be necessary for sure.
Because you're the one who's putting the prompt in the chat GPT.
100%.
For sure.
So it's like prompt engineering.
True.
Some university will be offering that prompt engineering
The
course.
chat GPT ones. So like Octaloop has done India blockchain tour and Metamorphosis in this back. So in addition to this, how have these grassroots efforts shaped the narrative around the Indian Web3 users?
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would say it has brought a lot of community together.
Okay.
From the beginning, let's say 10 people used to come, have coffee, beers together, and then it kind of transpired into. That's what I always like to say. It is not that Octaloop has grown, as it is not that it's the industry that has grown, and Octaloop was at the center of it, so it had to grow.
Yeah.
If the industry had not grown from 2016 to till now, I don't think Octaloop would have grown either, right? It was just the bet that we had taken, like, okay, let's organize these meetups. And if Bitcoin price had been the same as it is, as it was in 2016, then people would not be as excited, and the adoption wouldn't be as phenomenal that it has been over the past decade. What these grassroots meetups have done, and Octaloop is not the only one that has been doing. There are a lot of people who have done great jobs in different parts, especially in Bangalore and Hyderabad. I know all of those guys. We collaborate with them, and they create hype in their cities when we go there.
Okay.
So like I would like to name a few if I can. Hyderabad Dow does this fantastic job in Hyderabad. Ram, like he's there, and then in Bangalore also there are some such good local communities. Mumbai also. Okay. So whenever we go there, and Kolkata also, you will see such a thriving Web3 community. So whenever we go to these cities, we build the hype together in the city. They come to speak to our events, and everything happens. So not just that these communities are getting people together. They're also building the narrative for the regulators. So what do regulators do? When they need to take some advice from people, how do we go about it? So they come to people like us, in the sense like what is the sentiment of the market, what are they thinking, and then based on that, hopefully that they make their decisions. I would also like to mention this year we are also doing a survey in all the cities.
Okay.
We are asking people how they think the current regulatory environment for Web3 is in India. Okay. So they are giving us their comments, they are telling us how it is, and they're rating the current TDS structure, current capital gains structure that government has placed for Web3. And based on that, we will submit a report at the end of the year with the government. And like, we are doing our bit. I think let's just put it that way, no matter how small or insignificant it may be, but we are trying our best to, put our word forward with the government and tell them that, we need to take a more progressive approach with regards to regulation, and only then a lot of things will streamline in terms of local exchanges. These local exchanges still don't allow people to withdraw crypto from the exchange, because that is the someone was telling me like fiat goes in, and then they can trade, and then the fiat has to come out. So INR goes in, INR has to come out. They cannot put INR in and take Bitcoin out. So this has to do with some RBI regulation, because they're not allowing those local exchanges to do that. But that defeats the purpose of decentralization and ethos of the whole industry that it was built on, right? If I want to buy Bitcoin, I can trade it with you. You send me some Bitcoin, and I have that Bitcoin. Period. So that's not been happening, and so all these meetups bringing not just people together, but like government regulation, some dialogue. We bring these policy people together, and we try to have some conversations with them. We do some roundtables, meetings with these regulators as well. Circle had, Circle, right? The company behind USDC. They had come to India. They did a meeting with the regulators in Bangalore. They, first they did the meeting with us and understood the market. They want to launch in India, but they do not understand the regulatory landscape. So they made one-on-one meetings with, central government people, local Karnataka government people to see how they can, and still they're not here. So that goes to say a lot. They are not finding it favorable. For the appetite is there, but companies are still not happy with the TDS and the capital gains.
Okay. I mean, we are hoping to change in the future. But
Yes, 100%, 100%. And I think government sees that as well.
Yeah.
Government sees that people are into this, and third year in a row, India has been the first number one country in terms of crypto adoption.
Yeah.
So government obviously sees that, and they want to be very careful with it, because a lot of technology brings a lot of scams with it.
True.
Even UPI brings a lot of scams with it.
Yeah.
A plethora of scams, and they need to target that kind of audience as well, and make sure that the innocents, the investors, are not get targeted. That's what that job is.
Okay.
Our job is to hopefully promote it and bring the right regulators in place to get the things done.
Perfect. I'm hoping that some good regulation should be here.
Yeah.
So that the a lot of the users, a lot of exchanges can actually come to the India and operate
100%
successfully with the compliant.
And it is possible, right? Other countries are doing it, and it's not that there is a way to go about it. And I'm sure I keep hearing that they are working in it. The government is very proactively have set up a I don't know what you call it, but like a body that is looking into it, doing the framework and everything. So hopefully something comes out of it, and in a couple of years we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, we see a great news every time.
Every now and then, yeah.
Let's see.
When they brought in the 1% TDS, that was like a little bit legitimacy. They just wanted to know. They were not banning it. They didn't say it's illegal. They just wanted to know, ki bhai, what is it? How many transactions are happening? So every time anyone buys or sells, you get a 1% TDS things happening. So they have an idea, and I'm sure they are very well versed with all the industry standards, and they know when to come with the right approach, and I'm sure they will as well.
True. I mean, there are some of the users also that I know personally. They were thinking positive about buying crypto and trusting exchanges, but then again, Wazir shut down. So they were panicked at the moment. Okay, fine, I should not trust crypto at this moment. So yeah, just hoping that government should bring some good regulation on it, and then we can spread this. That you can trust the crypto.
100%. Yes.
So looking ahead beyond 2025, how do you envision Metamorphosis while doing multiple partnerships? Both to scale and impact for India, maybe in the Web3 ecosystem. What are your
100%. So Metamorphosis vision is stay local with India, and do what we are doing and keep scaling it. We have brought in like really cool projects from outside of India, and we have launched them in India in the past. And this year also we are doing it with MEXC Ventures, Bybit, and Trezor is come, partnered with us. IONET has come to partner with us. So all these guys are bringing together, and hopefully next year Weeks will also be there. So and keep doing this locally, but also slightly expand internationally as well, so that people get to know about what Metamorphosis is. In fact, like I was telling you before the show, we are also doing a side event with Token 2049 at in Singapore.
I mean, while I was researching before we organized this podcast, there was one of the questions that I seen probably on some comments that will Octaloop or Metamorphosis gonna be next Token 2049 of India? It's one of the community questions that I put it down. So,
well, that's the aim. That's the aim, and I think is the thing. Like those guys are doing really well, and regulations are sorted in those countries, and they bring projects from all around the world. And we look up to them, and we admire them. And hopefully we can do like something like Token 2049 in India.
Absolutely.
I have Token to like these guys in local exchanges to come together and then do something like Token 2049. But again, it's still like we'll do it, but at the right time. Let's let the dust settle down, and we want to do something big. And hopefully Metamorphosis is the event that does something like Consensus and Token 2049 in India.
True.
Hopefully next year, maybe next year, who knows?
Absolutely. No, I've seen the comments. It was like India ka Token 2049. So it's Metamorphosis.
Okay, that's very nice of that person to say who that was. Like, hopefully it will happen. We can't organize it that scale. But for India's, I think we are the largest ones who do it, and the largest tour that we are the ones who do it in Web3, largest conference that we do. So let's see. let's see what the future holds.
Absolutely, and you're very different from your competitor as well. I mean, you cannot take the name, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're different.
We like to keep things fun.
Absolutely.
Not boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Let's keep the name into a decentralization, okay?
100%, Nitin, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So, since let's say that you are organizing a metamorphosis, and if Satoshi walks in, and as a surprise guest, what's the first thing that you will ask to him?
Oh my God! If Satoshi walks in, I don't know if there is one Satoshi or many Satoshis, but whoever Satoshi is walks in, I think that dust settles down at that point. Like everybody will just take a moment,
okay,
to let it settle in.
But what would be your first thing that you would like to say him?
First thing, I think the first thing I would tell him is thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, I think what he's done for the financial world is absolutely. He just knocked it out of the park, and he saw it coming also.
True.
When he wrote the white paper, and if you go to bitcointalk.org, you will see a lot of comments that he's made. He said in the next 10 years, 20 years, either will be no volume or crazy amount of volume.
Amounts, yes.
So crazy amounts of volume it is then. So he saw it coming. He designed a system that was not there before. There were some attempts to make such a system, such a digital currency, but it was not never executed the way he executed with the proof of work. So there was not a time in the history of mankind where any person from India could send any kind of money to anywhere in the world without anybody asking for anything at all. So right now you can send from 10 rupees to 10 crore rupees to anyone in Australia or England in less than 2 minutes. And nobody is there to stop you.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you go through banks, they'll ask you 1,000 questions. They'll go, why are you sending it? You cannot even withdraw your own cash from the banks, let alone them allowing you to send 10 lakh rupees from one country to another.
Absolutely. So it's your money and then you cannot send it to money.
Yeah, and that is the free economy that we live in. And there is a post-Bitcoin era and there is a pre-Bitcoin era. Post-Bitcoin era is decentralized, it's free. People are, own their bitcoins and they can send whenever they want. Not just money, but the transfer of value happens from one wallet to another, and you can avail those services. You can pay for your things that you want to do. And I've seen people, they have 20 clients, 20 vendors, and they are doing something, a marketing agency for example, and they have to pay their 20 vendors, and they need to pay in the north of 55-60 lakhs. Those payments, they just have to copy paste their addresses, and within 10 minutes they will pay 2 lakhs, 10,000 rupees, 2,000, 10 lakhs. Within 10 minutes they're done.
Yeah, true.
And these vendors are not in India. These vendors are in different parts of the world. Now imagine doing that with the bank. Just imagine, like Lithuania, one person is in Estonia, one person is in UK, one is Australia, one is in US and Canada. So how are you supposed to pay them with the banks? It will take you ages, and the paperwork, why are you paying, what is the reason, all of that stuff. That's what Bitcoin brings, and Bitcoin is freedom. So my 2 cents, I think that is also my Twitter thing, my pinned tweet. Thank you, Satoshi, wherever you are. And I think it's we all owe to Satoshi that the guy gave us Bitcoin.
Absolutely amazing.
Which is going to be like a 10 trillion, $50 trillion economy in the next, when we are 60, 70 years, 80 years old.
Absolutely. It's a game changer for sure.
It's game changer. It's, I think, as important as internet.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you, Anupam, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Nitin. It was fantastic, and time just flew by. And thank you for having me. You're such a great ask great questions.
Absolutely. So if you wanted to have a partnership, let's say if you're an exchange, if you're a community, if you're a project, and if you're looking forward to expand in the India or maybe around the globe, then Anupam is the right person to contact. I'll ping his link on the group so that you can text, and probably we can see him towards bringing the next wave in the market for sure.
All right. Thank you, Nitin.
That's amazing.
Thanks a lot.
Amazing.
Thanks, man.
All right, this is your host Nitin signing off. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to follow @Token Talks on X and listen on Spotify. Stay tuned for more conversation with the builders, dreamers, and leaders that's shaping to the future Web3. Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep talking about tokens. Till then, hold your mic and let's speak Web3.